Hey everyone, it's Nightmare, and this is part 2 about taking your little ones to Disney World. Last time I talked about stuff that stuff that you know prior to your trip. Now I'm gonna talk about the trip itself. Days in the parks and whatnot. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in the last video is to make sure that you have extra clothes with you in case of accidents or stains, because I'm sure you don't want your kids running around Disney World with giant stains and smelling pee and poop. So just keep that in mind. So when you're in the parks and when you get to your resort, make a plan on what parks you're going to do with your spouse or with family members, older family members, because there's really two parks that comes to mind when with little kids, when you're taking the little ones. And the first one is the obvious, is Magic Kingdom, because that is, to everyone that is Disney World, Magic Kingdom is the ruler. The ruler. And Animal Kingdom, because all animals, and they have a lot of kid-friendly areas. Then you're probably wondering, why not Epcot and Hollywood Studios? Well, Epcot really don't have much to keep kids entertained. That's more for, the older crowd. There's only really two rides the little ones probably could go on, and that's Soaring and what will soon to be Frozen Ever After when that opens. Sad to say. So, Epcot may not be on your kids' top priority list. Same with Hollywood Studios. Again, there's only two really areas that I could think of, and that's Toy Story Mania and Disney Junior Live. So I would say do those parks on half days and do make bulk do the bulk days at Magic Kingdom, and maybe do one full day of Animal Kingdom. For water parks, I would say stick with the pools, especially if kids can't, especially if they're very little. They may not be able to go on a lot of the water slides, so it's kind of like that gray area that you have older kids that really want to go to, like Blizzard Beach and go on Plummet Summit. Believe that's the name of it. The one of the tallest water slides in the world. To ask the spouse or ask family members if you're traveling with them to take the older ones to the water parks and just hang out with your little one at the pool. So there's that. And then there is the obvious, and that is trying to avoid meltdowns. Now, if you're doing the parks, if you go to parks first thing in the morning, right at road drop, and then by like noon, your kid's starting to get a little antsy, take them back to the resort. I mean, the park isn't going to be there, and you can always come back. You have a park hopper option. You can do two parks at once. But I'd say take your kids back to the hotel for a couple hours. Let them eat, let them take a nap, let them relax. Give yourself time to relax before heading back into the park during the evening hours. And it's not just for little ones. not just for little ones, that time to relax. It's for everyone, just to take a little bit of a breather and, relax a little bit before, rushing back into the parks and doing everything else. Another one is that your kids are gonna have meltdowns, but try to avoid big meltdowns, because if you're standing in line a lot, your kids are gonna get antsy, then, they're just gonna be like, ah! If you are there in the first thing in the morning, do all the big kiddie rides. And I'm not saying that all the rides at Disney are kiddie, but the ones that your kids the youngest set will enjoy more during the early part of the day, and then go back to your resort after that, and then come back and, do a few other rides in the dog, like toys, like the Buzz Lightyear laser ride. I don't exactly know what the name of it is. Do that sort of ride. You can also take kids over to the Casey Jr. Water play area. You can also let the kids meet the characters. So then that's, So you can do like rides in the morning, and then go back to your resort, and then come back and meet the characters and do other things instead of riding the rides. Now, if your kid is going to act up and I would say don't let them scream, don't let them shout, just pull them aside, give them, time to relax. Kids are going to have meltdowns at Disney no matter what. If it's not from the line, it's like from not getting what they want or something like that. Just understandable, but you're gonna have to say, please, come on, you need to relax. You're okay. Nothing's wrong. Because you don't want to ruin everyone else's time around you because your kid is screaming their head off. And another thing that you don't want to do is drag your kid onto a ride that they really don't want to. I had an experience with, he wasn't a young kid, but he was probably 10 or 11, maybe 9, but around that area, around the preteen area. And they went on Star Tours, and the kid was freaking out. Didn't want nothing to do with the ride. To the point where right before the ride started, a few of the cast members say maybe you want to take them, told the mother maybe you want to take him off the ride, let him calm down, see, what's wrong, and she did, so. But it's kind of like you don't want to take them on a ride that they really don't want to do. If they don't want to do Haunted Mansion, don't drag them on to Haunted Mansion. If they don't want to do, other rides, don't make them do it. This also goes for, don't drag them out until the park closes. Don't be there from rope drop to, till the end of the night. Because that just is going to spell disaster for you. And it's not going to be pretty. Another thing you don't want to do is to let the kids ride. I know it's Disney. I know they're excited, but Disney is a pretty big place and it can get lost. But I'm sure you don't want to lose your kids at Disney. So, and I'm sure that you don't want to ruin everyone else's time there and your own and their own. So make sure that you keep an eye on your little ones if they are little wild. There are times to be wild. Take them to the playground at your resort if your resort have a playground. Let them run off steam then. Just don't let them go bonkers in the park unless, there's a water splash play area for them and such. And that is about it. I mean, honestly, I covered the basic stuff. Just don't let your kids run wild. Understand that kids are gonna need the break, and there are gonna be a meltdown. Just try to prevent the bigger ones. So until next video, I will see you again, my lovelies.